When you're going for any form of job interview or you're going for an important business meeting, meeting people maybe for the first time, it's absolutely imperative that you do not swear in those conversations. I cannot tell you how many clients I have spoken to in recent times and they've dropped clangers in the meeting. They've used really inappropriate language. Sometimes it was done unconsciously, and in one case it was actually done consciously. This individual thought it would be a good idea to use this quite obscene language to see what my reaction would be. The reality is when you swear, you really are going to the lower common denominator. And I know there are some people who might think it's, it's a degree of honesty or it's a degree of authenticity if you are a little bit relaxed and you're using swear language. But in my experience, particularly when you're considering, being, interviewed for roles and opportunities, there's just no place for it. I remember years ago I went to a very important corporate presentation. It was a sort of a retreat, and the individual was sort of a world famous icon, and she was a fabulous lady. But she dropped clangers left, right, and centre, and it became quite distracting. By the end of the session, all I could hear were the swear words in my mind. It kept distracting me from her core messages, and it left me with a poorer impression of that individual. Now, the individual was superb, and that's her life choice, and I'm sure it's quite a conscious choice of hers. And we see a lot of sort of celebrity speakers, and they swear all the time in their talks. But for you as a business executive, if you are trying to increase your rapport with people, if you're trying to leave people with a good impression, if you are going for board director opportunities, please do not think you can get away with it for a moment, because you have to be polished, you have to be presentable. You are a brand ambassador, and the way people talk when they're relaxed, is often how they talk when they're serious. And so I just really encourage you, if you have a natural inclination to swear, and I'll be honest, I had that natural inclination over a long period of time, and the industries I worked in were pretty casual, and it was sort of the norm, and everyone sort of spoke like that. But in a professional context, particularly when you're trying to forge relationships and you're trying to create great first impressions, there's no room for it. It simply is not a debate. You just cannot afford to take the risk to get someone offside with poor choice of words, poor language, using swear language, really being, just not thoughtful of the impression that you're creating and the feeling that you're creating with that individual. So take my advice, eliminate the swear words, become a total professional in all business dealings.